News, episode 98. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside the intrepid Mike.
I don't even know. I honestly don't know what intrepid means right now. But yeah, here I am. Don't know how much worth I'll bring to the show this week. I'm a little behind on my comics, but I did watch Elseworlds, so we're going to talk about that. No interview today, folks. Sorry about that. No interview. Going to have to listen to us talk about stuff.
Yeah, end of the year, everybody's getting ready for holidays, so...
Yeah, that's the excuse we're going with. That's not that we can't get anyone back on the show or anything. Yeah, so we got a pretty big, exciting, news-packed show. I got to catch up on a few movies. Yes, Mary Poppins came out this weekend, and no, I haven't seen it because this weekend and week has been kind of crazy.
So we are going to save that for episode 100.
Yeah, that sounds good. I will definitely get to it next weekend at some point. Yeah, and then what else? Just traveling and the airline losing my bag, and then got my bag last night at like midnight. Apparently when you lose your bag at the airline, they have a courier service of like people and cars that just drive the bag to you. I don't know. It's really strange.
As they should.
Yeah, but it's like that's like people's jobs is to like drive around in like 2 a.m. on a Saturday, and so like I was closer to Boston last night. I wasn't at my apartment yet, and I called them and they're like, "Oh, we still can't find your bag." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like there's a barcode on it. Can you tell me if like it got scanned in somewhere?" So then I called back the place again, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, there's a bag here and it fits your description. Just like, what's your number on your tag?" So I know. And I'm like, "Oh, well, and then they confirmed that's my bag." I'm like, "Oh." They're like, "Yeah, I got in Boston on Saturday afternoon." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm not home. Can you bring it to me on Sunday?" So then the guy calls me last night at like 10 p.m. and goes, "Hey, I'm going to get to your apartment around 2 a.m. I was like, when I said Sunday, I didn't mean 2 o'clock in the morning to bring my bag to the door. I was like, you guys literally can't do anything more to make me like never fly in this airline again. I'm not going to say which airline because I don't want to get like sued or some shit, but it's an airline that flies a lot of people through Dublin. So there's only one. You could probably figure it out. Yeah, so traveling sucks. I got to read a couple comics. I got to watch a lot of shows and movies. So get to talk about some movies that I watched. Like finally watched Teen Titans Go to the Movies. That was kind of funny because I'm like sitting on the plane watching a cartoon and like laughing my ass off. Like a grown man laughing his ass off while he's watching a cartoon. People are like looking at me like, is this guy really laughing at this movie? Like, what is his problem? I watched Predators, The Predator. I don't know, the new Predator movie. I watched that one. I watched the second Sicario movie, Day of the Salado, or whatever it's called. Day of the Salad. I don't know. I don't think that's what it's called, but
I'm going with Day of the Salad.
Day of the Salad. That was really good with Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro is in it. Very good movie. And then I watched a lot of Trailer Park Boys. Yeah. So that's you got to do something on the plane, and that's what you do, just watch a bunch of crap. Yeah. So what's going on with you, man?
So the kids have really gotten into Harry Potter.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We've been watching a lot of Harry Potter, and I've only watched like the first 3 before this, and we're now up to the Half-Blood Prince.
Nice.
And yeah, those movies are pretty good actually.
Yeah. A little late, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm behind, and just keeping up with the news. I mean, you think of Del Toro, and my favorite piece of news from this past like 2 weeks, because we didn't do a show last week. Yeah, they're doing a Dora the Explorer live action movie, right?
Yeah, I did hear about that. Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna play Swiper. So I'm really hoping that he just like jumps in with a machine gun, just like starts gunning people down.
I don't know if it'll be that metal, but yeah. Yeah. I did watch a really good treat last night. Was not expecting it to be this amazing. I watched Mandy with Nicolas Cage. Have you heard about this movie?
No, I have not.
It kind of flew under the radar. It was an indie film. Basically, the way I could describe it, I always hate when like you read the descriptions in the previews magazine where it's like Harry Potter and Scooby Doo.
Harry Potter meets The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, like stop doing those mashups. But if I had to describe what the movie was, it's like, oh man, it's like Evil Dead mixed with The Punisher, but someone took the filter from like Stranger Things or It Follows, like those types of like wide angle shots and like really crazy filter colors, dude. So basically, this movie, there's no plot to it other than there's a crazy like religious cult. They abduct Nicolas Cage's girlfriend. They kill his girlfriend, so he kills everybody in the cult. And that's basically it.
That's all you need for an action movie.
Yeah, and how does he do it? He just forges himself an axe, like a halberd axe.
As Nicolas Cage does.
How does he forge an axe? I don't know. How does he find a forge? They don't tell you any of these things. He just does it, and the movie is amazing. It's got the Evil Dead type of like effects, like where someone's head gets squished, and you can tell it's just like all made out of rubber, but it's so good, and it's all 80s stuff. So it's like there's an 80s synthesizer soundtrack. Everything's like, oh man, it's just so good. Watch it.
I like everything that just happened there.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna watch it and be like, and Nicolas Cage, like, there's a scene, and I can't believe I haven't seen any GIFs of the scene, like as like reaction memes or something on the internet. But there's a scene where he gets himself free, obviously, from the guys, and he goes back to his home, and he's just like in his underwear, like all beaten up and shit, and he's like trying to deal with the fact that like his girlfriend just died, and he's just chugging a bottle of vodka and like screaming in the bathroom with like no pants on. And so our buddy Steve turns to me and goes, "Is this a Friday night for you?" Oh man, it got me. But yes, typically Tuesday. Yeah, typically Tuesday nights. But yeah, so that's that. I guess we'll just get into the news because we got a pretty action-packed show this week.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we got some TV news. We got some casting news. This is always great. Chris and I just let you guys know how much we don't know actors. The Stargirl on the DC Universe TV show is, well, this is pretty crazy. We get Joel McHale as Starman.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, come on, that's a big name, huh?
Yeah, Joel McHale, also known as the guy that is very unlikable in every way.
You don't like Joel McHale?
No, I mean, I haven't watched Community, so take that with a grain of salt, but I know Joel McHale from if everyone knows, the Game Awards, when he hosted.
Oh.
And he just seemed very unlikable in that.
Oh, see, Joe McHale started on The Soup, and The Soup was like the better version of that one show. Oh man, Wild and Out or something. It was one of those clip shows. I can't remember who the other guy was, but like there was a clip show that was really popular that came out after The Soup, and it was not as good as The Soup with Joel McHale. And The Soup, I forgot what channel The Soup was on, but then he went on to Community. He was really good, and now he's going to be Starman, so that's pretty cool. Brian Staff is cast as Wildcat. Wow. I don't know who that is.
He was like a B character in Walking Dead. That's all I really know about him. But if you actually look him up and see like the look of him, he looks the part. Like he looks like an old boxer, like just.
Oh, so they're going Ted Grant Wildcat, not the Arrow Wildcat.
Yeah, it seems to me. We'll get to the next one too, but it seems to me like they're doing some sort of flashbacks with these characters, and there's going to be some connection to like the Golden Age Justice Society characters.
That's pretty awesome. I'm actually really excited for the show now. Lou Ferrigno Jr. as Our Man. Keeping it in the family.
I saw this, and I was like, wait, Lou Ferrigno's going to be Our Man? But then I realized it said Junior, and I was like, oh, I thought he had a kid. But,
man.
Yeah.
I mean, Our Man needs to be jacked, right? So, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this is going to be a bunch of flashbacks, and they're going to somehow connect the story to.
Which is crazy because they did all these characters on CW verse.
Yeah.
Which, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but when we talk about the new crossover happening next year, I mean, maybe there is potential for all these characters to cross over.
Yeah, I think they're definitely setting things up to be one big universe. It's going to be confusing, though, because I don't know how Titans will mix up with the CW verse, but I'm sure they'll find a way to make it work.
They'll figure it out. They got the money and the power. So Elseworlds, dude. Friend Pat texted me and said Elseworlds was better than Justice League. And I was like, no way. So then I watched it, and it was way better than Justice League. Where do I even begin? First off, they did everything the Justice League did, but made it better. They basically took the Justice League script and was like, this is how you write a Justice League movie.
Basically.
4 episodes long, so many good Easter eggs. We get. I can't even talk about everything in order. Just basically, like, the plot is, Doctor. What the hell is his name? Evo? No, that's the. I can't even think of his name. Anyways, some evil villain grabs the Book of Destiny and starts rerunning history, and then Flash and Arrow get changed. Along the way, they get the help of Batwoman, which was awesome. Did you like Batwoman?
I did like the effects of Batwoman. I like the look of Batwoman, everything there. They didn't give what's her name, Ruby Rose, a whole lot of screen time as not being Batwoman.
Yeah.
So I thought she did a good job, but she didn't prove me wrong, if that makes sense. Because I was very cynical about her, and she kind of had like 2 scenes where she had to be Ruby Rose or whoever.
Cassandra Cain.
Yeah. And they were kind of like, they just reminded me of the character she played in Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, she doesn't really have that much, I don't know, depth to her acting ability, I guess.
That being said, it was like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And the only other scenes we saw were as Batwoman, and I thought those scenes were fantastic.
Those fight scenes with Batwoman, I'm like, why can't they make Arrow that cool? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are they doing wrong that, like, they can make Batwoman look so awesome, and then Arrow is just like,
My only big confusion with all of it was, and I'm sure we've talked about it, but we talk about so much that I forget stuff, but is this a backdoor pilot for a Batwoman show?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure they casted her in at least a miniseries, like a few episodes or something, but...
Yeah, cause it went through a whole lot of effort.
Yeah.
For, like, half of an episode. Like, they redid all Wayne, or all Gotham, and then the Wayne Tower. They make that suit so great and all the effects. Like, there has to be a Batwoman show coming.
Yeah, there has to be. So that was pretty cool. And then, there's a lot of stuff that happens, but basically the Monitor is testing them for a even bigger crisis, and we find out at the end of it that Crisis on Infinite Earths is going to be the next crossover event in the fall. Which, if anybody knows Crisis on Infinite Earths, what happens is there's the multiverse kind of gets simplified into one universe, basically, and and we lose Earth 2, and Earth 1 combined, and so I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, the basis of it is character. I think this is how they bring Supergirl to the CW verse.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what's going to happen. Like, are we not going to have a CW verse anymore? Is everything going to go to DC TV? Like, they could do anything they want with this.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be just an excuse to bring Supergirl to the Earth with the rest of them, and then I think that creates a excuse to do like a mini series on the off time as Justice League or whatever they're going to call it, a Defenders style show.
Right.
I don't know if I said earlier that how would they bring Titans into that universe and everything. I don't know if all this is going to connect together as the DC universe shows, but because that'd be tough.
There's so much.
My big thing here is one, I want to say I was right from the start. I knew that the Flash, when they first showed that show, I was like, this is going to end in a Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
And we're here. But my other question is, do you think they're going to kill Barry Allen in this? Because a Flash has to die or it's not a Crisis.
They might kill the new Jay Garrick Flash that they created.
Yeah, I'm wondering who they're going to...
Because they brought Jay Garrick Flash back, and he said, I'm Barry Allen, and I was like, oh, well, they'll probably just kill that Barry Allen. Because technically, if they're talking about, like, if the original Flash show is canon, which it is, we saw that now, because they bring him back.
Yeah.
He never died, so that might be how they wrap up that universe, is like, okay, that Flash will sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also I thought it was very interesting that they basically said that John Diggle is Jonathan Stewart.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And we got kind of an idea that there was a Batman sometime or somewhere in this universe. So it brought a lot of really cool DC Easter eggs in, and I hope they do expand on it.
So let's talk about the similarities of the Justice League movie. We have a Flash coming and warning someone, and not just warning someone, he actually gives a specific warning, not just saying, save her, she's the key. He actually tells them what to do. He says, the book, destroy it, or get the book, whatever.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Save the cheerleader, save the world. We get an evil Superman with a black and silver suit.
Which was fantastic.
Which was great. What else? What else did they do that was... I don't know. There was something else. I guess I can't remember that. They did it right. This is how you do a crossover event. You do all these Easter eggs, you do all this fun stuff, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot better than the first crossover event.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite crossover they've done, and that's saying a lot because they did Earth X, and I'm a huge fan of the Earth X story.
Yeah, right.
So, I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next year's show now. And I really want to catch up on Arrow now because I like the development that he got in that crossover.
Yeah.
And I want to see where he goes moving forward.
Yeah. I don't know. I still can't watch Arrow. I just can't do it. So that was really good. And then now we're going into Crisis on Infinite Earths. So movie talk. There is a trailer that dropped called Brightburn, which James Gunn's name is all over it because he's a producer on it, not because he directed it. But basically, if you watch the trailer, it's like shot for shot the Man of Steel trailer, like number one, where they like get a shot of the Kent farm, and you get the wheatgrass and some capes, but they're not capes, they're clothes hanging to dry because of the American dream, you know what I'm trying to say.
Because of the American dream.
And a loaf of bread costs 5 cents and all this great stuff. But yeah, so basically the story is Superman. The kid, this family on the farm can have kids, and this alien boy comes to he lands on Earth. But we find out why he lands on Earth. and it ends up being a horror movie. Like, the second half of the trailer is this kid goes on a rampage and starts killing people.
Yeah, and a super spooky mask.
Yeah, and a really creepy mask. Like, you think he's just put a cape on, but he does a little extra. Like, he takes the cape, like he's wearing one of his mom's stockings or something, and just like cuts it down the middle, and then like leaves the top and like covers his face with it, is what he's doing. And he like has like buttons for eyes or some shit. I don't know, but it's really creepy. It looks awesome. I'm gonna watch it. It's basically an Elseworlds Superman story, and I can't imagine they're not gonna get any, like, unless WB is like the producers of the movie, like that's the studio producing it. I can't imagine they're not gonna try to sue this company for this movie. Like, how do you not, right? I mean, at what point does it start being like copyright infringement? I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough territory. But you get the shots, and I like that. Elizabeth Banks is in this movie, so she plays Ma Kent. And I'm being a little facetious here because it's not actually Superman. And then you get Roy from The Office, who plays Pa Kent.
Right.
And there's just, I'm watching it, and the entire time I'm just like, this looks like they're remaking Man of Steel. And then we get to kind of the horror elements, and like you said, the mask is like very Scarecrow-esque.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like, this kid's not right.
Yeah.
Like, there's something there.
Something's wrong.
It's enough of a twist for me to go and see it. But yeah, we'll see in the end what it really turns out to be. I will be surprised if there is any kind of legal action, simply because James Gunn's not working with WB. But
yeah. Okay, so there's a Plastic Man movie in development at WB. Yes. Why not? I mean, hey, you told us there's a Blue Beetle movie happening. Whatever, give us a Plastic Man.
If it's a comic book, it's going to be a movie.
Yeah. None of this stuff surprises me anymore. I mean, like, you could tell me there's a Commandy movie coming. I'm not going to go see it, but hey, not surprised.
Yeah, it's... I don't know what WB's doing, though. Like, it feels like they're just throwing shit to the wall and seeing what sticks, and I guess whatever works for you, but...
I will say this, though. Legendary Pictures is owned by WB, right? I'm pretty sure.
I do not know.
I don't know. But, man, so they're doing a couple cool things. They're rebooting the Toxic Avengers.
As they should.
Yeah, they finally have read Chris's letters. So that's going to be interesting. I really don't hope it's like a how do I put this? Like, I really hope it's not like a Ghostbusters reboot. Not the fact that they're all women, but the fact that like they put no effort into it at all. You know what I mean?
I just hope that it's not a Batman v Superman is to Batman 66 as Toxic Avenger reboot is to original Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
Like, Toxic Avenger was always a little kind of goofy and quirky, and that's one of the things that made it so cool and fun. And I really hope they don't just like, let's take it real serious and dark.
Yeah. Legendary Pictures isn't known for like their happy-go-lucky stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Speaking of that, we got a Godzilla 2 trailer, dude. My God. Yes. We got to see every one of the monsters. All of them. We got Rodan. Well, Rodan was in the first one. We got Mothra. Dude, Mothra looks amazing. We get the Hydra. Right? King Rodan. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Dude, I thought Godzilla was big. These boys are big.
So, I don't know about you, but I watched this on Pornhub, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And but I thought it was amazing. Like, everything there, all the characters that I knew from when I was a kid. About a year ago, I took all of my old toys from my parents' house and gave them to my stepkids, and in there I found all my old Godzilla toys.
Nice.
And reminiscing through them, and it was basically like, whoever made this movie saw that moment and was like, let's make a movie for him. And, yeah, my only like worry / complaint is that they're blowing their load on this one.
Yeah, where do they go from here?
Yeah, but the only thing I can say is the next movie better be Mechagodzilla, and just don't change the storyline at all.
Well, the next movie is Kong versus Godzilla. We already heard that.
Well, yeah, I mean the next Godzilla solo movie.
Yeah, Mechagodzilla, please.
But other than that, I am so ready for this movie in every.
So it's like, the first movie, man, Godzilla kind of sucks. In the second movie, it's like, Godzilla, we need your help. Then the third movie, it's like, I don't know, just let him fight the monkey, like, whatever. And then the fourth one, they're like, all right, Godzilla, you gotta go. We gotta build a robot to kill you. We don't know what to do anymore. Like, it's like every year this shit happens. We gotta finally get you off. We gotta get you off this planet.
The storyline for Mechagodzilla just makes me laugh every time. So I want to see it taken seriously.
Dude, I wonder if they're gonna do the twins that control Mothra. Because Mothra was summoned by the two twins, right? The two young girls.
Yeah, I almost wonder if this is going to be let's show all of the monsters and have a big moment, but there's really be one big bad. And then that's just kind of setting up these monsters for future movies. I have a feeling that's going to be it. But we'll see. I love this trailer so much. It brought back so many good feelings. And
dude, I love the 50s Godzilla movies. I think it's around the Christmas time. Actually, it's around this time of the year, the holidays. There's a channel called El Rey, and it's Robert Rodriguez's channel that he owns. And he does a old school Godzilla marathon.
How did we get so lucky to have a man like Robert Rodriguez in our midst?
I don't know. He gets it though. Yeah. And then he does weird marathons with movies about giant killer bugs, because that's a genre. I mean, there's tons of movies about giant killer bugs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited for the Godzilla movie. I cannot wait.
Yeah, next year's movie lineup just looks fantastic. Speaking of which,
yeah, and then we got the Avengers Endgame trailer. Woohoo! Yeah, for a 2.5 minute trailer, did not show me anything. I don't know. We got Hawkeye, right? Hawkeye joins the League of Shadows, basically.
Didn't show me anything, but got me so hyped.
Yeah. Tony's drifting off into space.
Yeah, Tony, calling for Obi-Wan Kenobi was fantastic, and just the idea that Tony was out in space looking for everybody and trying to find Thanos is a good plot point. The fact that Cap is getting the Secret Avengers together to go on one last mission.
One last ride.
Yes, please.
Please grab Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's probably still alive, right?
My favorite moment of the whole trailer is, as you said, when Hawkeye shows up as Ronin, and we finally get that character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for this.
That's awesome, and I think what's going to happen is the end of Captain Marvel. She's going to go the end. So this is how I picture the end of the Captain Marvel movie. She's going to get some weird, or she's going to meet with Nick Fury, right? And then she's going to get a call from Nick Fury and head out to space, and she's going to find Tony Stark.
Yeah, I think the stinger or the end credit trailer, whatever you want to call it, will be exactly that.
Yeah,
because Avengers was Nick calling for her. Then I think that you're going to run into that moment where she goes out and finds him, and that's how the next Avengers movie is going to start up, is those two meeting up. So, this movie is, like I said, the last movie was everything I wanted out of a comic book movie, and this one just looks like it's going to set up a new universe that I'm ready to dig deep into.
Hell yes. Okay, so we don't talk about video games that much on here, but I guess we'll do a little bit of that today. The Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, was announced exclusively for Nintendo Switch.
Are you an Ultimate Alliance fan?
I never really got into Ultimate Alliance. I don't know. But you are.
I absolutely love the first two.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it. I love those Diablo-style games. And to see that this is coming back, a little strange that it's on the Switch, but I don't care because I own a Switch, so I'll play it.
Yep.
And everything is there. Like, we're getting the Black Order, we're getting Thanos, and we're getting every Marvel character. You saw Wolverine in there. You saw the Avengers. I am super excited.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I never really got into it, but I don't know. The Switch is becoming more and more appealing to me, so maybe I'll pick one up after Christmas time.
I highly recommend it to people. It's become like my primary system for a multitude of reasons, but the games are a lot of fun. And just the ability to be able to sit on your couch, lie down, and play a game, like.
So they announced the Spider-Man DLC pack number 3, and it's called Silver Lining. December 21st is when it comes out. So what do you think that's about?
Silver Stable.
Oh, okay.
So we got our Black Cat DLC. We got the Turf Wars DLC, which is all about the mob and how Hammerhead is a part of that. And then that kind of teased that Silver Sable is going to be the big bad for the last one. Once again, I love that Spider-Man game. It's so much fun. And you can see me playing it on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So I will definitely be streaming this, but just, that Spider-Man game. For anyone out there who was waiting for all the DLC to finish, this is the last one, so jump on in.
Yeah, and with that, we get to the comic book news.
Yeah.
Lots of comic book news. For all you very, very excited fans, Border Town was canceled by DC/Vertigo. Which, honestly, I wasn't really looking forward to this to begin with. But the creator, Eric Esquivel, was accused of sexual harassment, and the creative partners all left the book. So it's not like this book was going to be selling like hotcakes to begin with.
This was like Oscar bait. This was a book that was being touted as one of the best books coming out in terms of award ceremonies. So that's what this book was for them. But it's unfortunate that this happens at all, let alone in our corner of the entertainment verse. Yeah,
it's no excuse for that. And unfortunately, we see more and more. So Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys Marvel history, announced for March 2019, but it's not written by our man Donny Cates.
Boo.
Boo. It's written by Paul Scheer and Nick Giovannetti. Oh my God, these names you're giving me. Nick Giovannetti is writing that, and oh my God, there's another name. Jeez. Okay, and Gerardo Sandoval. Oh my God, I'm sorry, everyone. That was tough. Anyways, none of this matters because it's not Jeff Shaw and it's not Donny Cates. Right?
Yeah, this reeks of Punisher kills the Marvel Universe, or Squirrel Girl destroys the Marvel Universe. I like those books that are like alt history. But they're never all that great. So
we had Cosmic Ghost Rider. Donny Cates, that should be his character. Nobody else should be taking over that character.
It's just way too soon for somebody else to be writing that character.
Yeah.
Give it a few years, then let somebody else take the reins on it. It's a great idea, don't get me wrong. It's Cosmic Ghost Rider going back in time to important moments in the Marvel Universe and fucking them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if this one's going to make my poll list.
It just sounds like they're like, wow, they must have really liked what Donny Cates did with that. We could do that with another writer. And it's like, no. No, you can't. Okay, so there's an interesting Spider-Man book called Spider-Man Life Story coming in 2019, which is a reimagining of Peter Parker's life as if it happened in real time. Now, I'm guessing by real time they mean 2018, 2019.
Yeah, so there will be a book that's the 1940s and then a book that's the 1950s, and he'll age in real time in that. So he'll age by 10 years. I don't know how far into his life they're going to go because he's been around for, 80 years now?
So we're going to get an 80-year-old Spider-Man?
Yeah. So...
okay.
The creative team is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chip Zdarsky with art by Mark Bagley. I am so down for anything Chip Zdarsky does.
That's a great team up right there. I might actually pick that book up. I'm not gonna lie, I was really disappointed with the new Spider-Man. With I mean, the first story was pretty good. I'm talking with, oh man, I can't think of the writer, but the artist is
Nick Spencer and Ryan Otley.
Yeah, Ryan Otley. I don't know. It kind of just fell off as another book for me, but this sounds like something cool, like a new twist.
Yeah.
On the character.
I've just loved everything Chip Zdarsky's been doing recently, and he's been going really ham on Marvel recently. He's got a new book for the Invaders coming out next year, which is right down my alley, and I really loved his Marvel 2-in-1.
New Star Wars book, Darth Vader Dark Visions, coming in March 2019, written by Dennis Hopeless, and the art by, oh my god, Paolo Villanelli. Are you making these names up? Yeah, more Star Wars, more Darth Vader. Why not? It sells.
Yeah, Darth Vader is obviously the big seller for these books. Dennis Hopeless is a very underrated writer at Marvel. He's done some really cool stuff. Amongst all the Fortnite and PUBG talk recently, check out Avengers Academy. I'm sorry, it was Avengers Arena, which is a Battle Royale style Avengers book back when whatever those movies are called were big.
Yeah.
And I like Dennis Hopeless. I think he does good work. And it's Star Wars, it's Darth Vader. Of course I'm picking it up.
Hell yeah. I think you mean the Hunger Games, right?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Conan the Barbarian. This is so strange to me. Conan the Barbarian is crossing over with the Avengers in 2019 as part of the Avengers No Road Home weekly event. So they're like, hey, they're doing it with Masters of the Universe. Why don't we do it with Conan the Barbarian, right?
It's so strange.
I mean, I think it was recent they did a Masters of the Universe crossover in DC, so they're like...
Yeah, it was a few years back.
Yeah.
I think what it is they're going to acknowledge Conan as a part of the multiverse. And even that, like, that phrase coming out of my mouth is strange. I don't like this at all. I don't think these two should cross over, especially in continuity.
Yeah.
And I think, like, you just got Conan back, and you're already putting him in the Avengers. We'll see.
How does he get put in our timeline? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, Mark Waid's in charge of this series, so I gotta hope he has something. But yeah, I don't like this one bit.
Finds like a wormhole and falls in or something.
Yeah, like trips and falls into a tar pit that's actually a portal to another dimension. I like.
They do like an Austin Powers thing where they defreeze him and he's like pissing for 25 panels.
I'm down for that. Just one entire comic book of him just like...
Evacuation come, please. Evacuation come, please. Yeah, and it's like, he's just still pissing. It's so good.
It's so straight. Yeah, this one boggles the mind. But, like I said, the people writing this are Jim Zub, Mark Waid, and Elliot Ewing. So, you're talking about 3 top-tier writers at Marvel. I gotta assume they got something.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hope. That being said, let's talk about some comic books that we read. Let me see. Let me be seeing what I have here. I haven't read anything from this week, so we're going to go with some stuff from last week. Like Batman, number 60. Doomsday Clock, we can talk about together if you'd like.
Yeah.
Green Lantern number 2. Did you read Green Lantern number 2?
I actually haven't gotten around to Green Lantern number 2.
All right, well, I'll talk about Green Lantern number 2 then. Read it. That's all I can say. What a book. We get a little more development in the story of what's going on with these pieces that the villains are piecing together. There's like three parts to like a weapon that they need. You basically find out what the weapon is, and yeah, but along the way you get to find out you get to see more crazy alien races and alien species, and it's just The book is just so good. It's so good. I don't know. It's one of those books where it comes out, I gotta read it right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always good to have one of those books on your pull list. It's like, I don't care what else came out that week. I'm opening that book and reading it. I guess we could save Doomsday Clock for the end.
Yeah.
Even though there's not a whole lot of spoilers in Doomsday Clock. Batman number 60. It's actually a really funny issue. Well, it's actually a really cool issue. It went from like being comical to like, holy shit. Yeah, so Batman number 60. Basically, Penguin is Batman has Penguin in the Batcave, so Penguin and Alfred are just hanging out, chit chatting, and then Alfred starts feeding him little fishies, like dangling them over his mouth, and it's kind of funny. Yep, yeah, it happens. While Batman is going around beating the shit out of every villain that he can, like, and asking him the same question, like, is Bane in Arkham? What is Bane doing in Arkham? And everybody gives him the same answer of like, oh, Bane's just been crying in his cell every night, which we know it's a ruse. Like he's been acting that way, but he's actually orchestrating everything. So Batman's going around beating the shit out of all the villains, while Commissioner Gordon's like, wow, he's getting all these reports of Batman beating the shit out of everyone. And he's like, he can't just, what is he doing? Like, what's going on? So Commissioner Gordon gets pissed off and smashes the bat signal. He's like, okay, we're done with this dude. Like, he's gone off the deep end. Then by the end of the issue, Batman goes back to the Batcave, and he's like, I got nothing. And Alfred's laying like on the floor, like he got the shit beat out of him. And he's like, what happened? He's like, it's your father. And he turns around, and friggin' Flashpoint Batman is standing there in the Batcave. Don't know why, but man, I'm on board. Give me all the issues. All 40, buying all the next 40 issues, I'm on board.
That's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, give it to Tom King to make like a comical issue of like him beating the shit out of Kite Man and Firefly and all these terrible villains to go and bring in Flashpoint Batman, Thomas Wayne Batman out of nowhere. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Those are all the books you got?
Yeah, I'll wait to talk to you about Doomsday Clock. I really didn't get that much. I was trying to read in between flights, and it just like it was not happening this week.
So I'll try to be quick with this week's stuff. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, new creative team. Obviously, Bendis is no longer with Marvel. Really good first issue. Catches you up with who Miles is, why he's Spider-Man, and what's going on, and then sets up a storyline involving kidnapping of illegal immigrant kids and using them as kind of these robot slaves. I'm on board, and I really enjoyed it. Let's see. Amazing Spider-Man number 11. Otley's back on the book, and it immediately got better. I agree with you that the last story arc was not that great, and this one starts off a lot better. So basically, J. Jonah Jameson is become kind of a shock jock style instead of doing a newspaper, and he's going on the air to talk about how awesome Spider-Man is and how we're all wrong about him. And in the midst of that, Mayor Fisk is going to give him a Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's to be presented by Spider-Man. Of course, things go wrong, they get kidnapped, and we get set up for the next villain, and that villain is going to be the Scorpion. So this issue immediately picked me back up for this series, and I'm really excited to get the next issue. Let's see. Black Hammer, Cthulhu Luis. A lot of fun. It was a one-shot story. I really liked the idea of the villain Cthulhu, which was a man who was possessed by Cthulhu, and his name was Lou. This is his daughter, and it's a story about a girl who doesn't fit in. And she looks like a Cthulhu in a world of normal people, and she's trying to find a way to fit in as she's getting relentlessly bullied. It's essentially a story about, don't bully kids because you don't know who's going to come back and get you in the end. And she ends up finding Cthulhu and making a pact with him, and kills everybody at her school in order to go back to the dimension where the Cthulhu people live.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Batman Who Laughs. First issue started this week.
Yep.
Not a ton going on in this book. There's a lot of mystery. So they basically showed you once again how the Batman Who Laughs came about and why he's here, and then ended in a way that makes you think that he's trying to get Batman to do something that's going to turn him into another version of the Batman Who Laughs. So it was an interesting book, but the first issue was kind of just like a lot of first issues, a lot of setup. It just wasn't as intriguing as I wanted it to be. That being said, it's Scott Snyder and Jock. I'm going to read it.
Yep.
And then I got a couple of Kickstarter books. We talked to him on the show, or I talked to him on the show months ago, but Necroman. And this is basically Superman dies, and through a radioactive chemical brings him back to life as a zombie. It is very interesting, very dark, and has a lot going on here, but it was at its core a setup for what the book is going to be. So as a Kickstarter book, I didn't love it, but I would like to see where it goes moving forward. And that was it. So we can talk about Doomsday Clock if you want.
Yeah, nice. Doomsday Clock. Basically, they gave us this issue to tell us that our theory of Firestorm was completely wrong. It wasn't Firestorm doing everything, because we find out where Firestorm is. He just wants to help, or he ends up in, where are they? They're in Russia, right? Yeah. He ends up in Russia. Basically, they don't want any foreign involvement with the superheroes. Firestorm gets pissed off and turns everybody to glass. Superman helps him find a way to turn the people back, and he wants to go back and help them, but the people are already convinced that Firestorm's there to kill people, and they don't give him the opportunity to try to save them. So Superman even gets involved too, and Batman's like, "Oh, this is not good." He tells Superman not to get involved at all, and then things start going crazy. Like there's a huge fight happening in Russia. All while the beginning of the issue we see Ozymandias, but like it doesn't tell you where this is in the timeline, I guess, right? I mean, that's the confusing part to me. Like, it didn't give you a year or anything.
My very short version of this is it's a very good issue 1. It's a very poor issue 8.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with this series, because I know a lot of longtime DC fans are enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I keep coming back to, there's things about it I really like. Some of the new characters that have been introduced, like the new villains, I've really enjoyed, but it's really spinning its wheels at this point. Like, Jeff Johns needs to get to the point. This was originally a 4-issue series that turned into a 12-issue series, and it's very obvious that that's what this is. I keep saying it, and I hope I'm right, but I think this should have been released as a graphic novel, because it probably will read better that way.
Yep.
But all in all, like, I'm still kind of at the point where I don't know what he's trying to do.
The issue is basically Dr. Manhattan shows up, like there's a flash of blue, and everybody's gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen, but that's pretty much it. I have a lot of comics to read over break. Once you start getting behind, there's like they just keep piling up and piling up.
Welcome to my life.
Yep, I will be caught up by the first of the year, though. It's just traveling and doing all that is just tough, man. It is tough. Yeah, it was either like watch all my TV shows I had to watch or read all my comics, and unfortunately, the TV shows won.
Yeah, it's funny, first world problems, but same issue. I'm consistently behind on things, and I've been slowly catching up. And then I think it was Saturday, I got like a big dump of review books and friends, or quote unquote friends that we've met through the show that sent me books, and then Kickstarter books and all this other stuff. It's like, I love comics, but goddamn, like all at one time.
I know. All right. Well, I guess that wraps up the show. Where can everybody find you, Chris?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Fortress Chris. What about you, Mike?
Fortress Ricker on the Twitters. Wow. Where can they find the show if they were so?
If you're so inclined to do so, Twitter is FCN_official, and then also ForceComicNews.com, where you can find everything we do right in one giant place. You want to keep your eyes on that into the new year because cool things are coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, lots of cool things.
Yeah. So remember, everybody, if you are listening to us on audio feed, give us a 5-star review, especially on iTunes. Helps us with the algorithms and whatnot. And YouTube, you all know what to do. Comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and all that fun stuff. So I appreciate you all listening, and I hope you have a good day.
See ya, everybody.